get into the slop scale. Yeah. Got a few rumors. We're going to weigh them. The heavier and juicier and sloppier the NBA trade rumor, the more buckets of slop you're going to assign to it. 1 bucket of slop to 5 buckets of slop. That's maximum slop. All right, first one yesterday. Veteran NBA reporter Mark Stein reported that the Bucks and Mavericks had exploratory discussions on a trade that would swap Milwaukee's Bobby Portis Jr. and Dallas newcomer Grant Williams. However, Stein added later that Milwaukee is unwilling to swap Portis for Williams straight up, so a deal would likely have to be expanded to include other players to advance these talks. So Stein said this, found out a little more information, probably said the 1-for-1 isn't happening, but I want to know how sloppy this is, how many buckets you're assigning to it. Mavs and Bucks discussing a Grant Williams-Bobby Portis swap. What do you got, TK?
I've got minimal slop here. Okay. Give me a 1 out of 5. Because, yes, sure, the Dallas Mavericks want Bobby Portis. He is 4 inches taller than Grant Williams.
Tall 4.
Yeah, exactly. A tall 4 who has won a friggin' championship, who would be better in the post, better in the lane, scoring at guys. Because if you're playing the Dallas Mavericks, you get the ball out of Luka's hands, get the ball out of Kyrie's hands. You need somebody who is capable of either passing from the lane. It's just not as good for Grant as it is for Bobby Portis. So I get it. I do get it. I get it from the Mavs perspective. They're calling about everybody. I just saw Shams with this info here from the Mavs, and also the Pacers have inquired about Andrew Wiggins. Everybody is asking about Andrew Wiggins. Just a conversation. The Mavs just need to get better, and they need to get bigger. So I get it, but the Bucks don't want to do that. Why would the Bucks want to get rid of Bobby Portis? They need a guard. Right. So yes, unless there's more players, to this,
more pieces. Yeah.
Okay. I say no.
1 bucket. What are you going 3 here, TK?
I'm a 3 bucket man, just because I like the idea of a challenge trade like this. Super unlikely. Why would the Bucks do this? I think Portis has been a little bit of a roller coaster this year. He had some great games, and he's had some 2-for-10 kind of games, and he just looks a little slower out there. His rebounding has gone back a smidge. Maybe that's because he was playing a little switch style under Adrian Griffin, so he's farther from the rim. I don't know. He had an awesome finals in 2021, but in general, more so of a playoff faller, and you can convince yourself that Grant Williams is a playoff riser, 43% from 3 in the playoffs, and he guards wings better than Bobby Portis does, which I think is something that would definitely help out Milwaukee. The problem with Grant Williams, he shot 43% from 3 in October and November, and 33% since. He has been a little bit underwhelming, and that's why the Mavericks want to upgrade, because I'm with you. I think Bobby Portis is probably a better player. It's pretty close.
It's close.
Yeah, it's really, really close. But he makes sense for the Mavs because he is 4 inches taller, and he gives them more of an offensive option, I think, than Grant Williams. And that's something that the Mavs need, because Luka is carrying an absolutely massive load right now. He's been playing like 40 minutes a night, scoring 40 points a night. He's got the second highest usage rate in the league behind Embiid, which is why it's great to just get Kyrie Irving back, somebody else who can do something. So the offensive upside of Portis is probably interesting for Dallas, but seems unlikely that this would happen.
Yeah, it is very fun to think about it. Because besides Luka, the Exum, the Lively, the Josh Green, it's fun, but you need somebody huge. They're going to end up playing 4-on-3 when they get the ball out of Luka's hands, when the defenses get the ball out of Luka's hands, and Bobby's good at scoring inside. And yes, he has struggled this year a little bit, but he's 38% from 3. It's better than Grant Williams. He's seemingly been upset with Adrian Griffin at times. Been some reports about that. We've got a little bit of angry Bobby this year. He's not, punching anybody in the face as he has in the past. But he's a vet. He's too good. The Mavs just need to improve. That's what it comes down to right now.
All right, next one here. According to James Edwards III from The Athletic, the Detroit Pistons remain interested in Tobias Harris, 76ers forward who actually played in Detroit, you might remember, from 2016 to 2018. Edwards writes, quote, while a move before the deadline for Harris wouldn't surprise me, the feeling I've gotten is that the Pistons are more likely to go after Harris in the summer using cap space. So TK, you get us started here. How many buckets of slop are we assigning to the Pistons remaining interested in Tobias Harris as we move towards the deadline?
It's a 2 slopper for me. 2 bucket kind of beat. The Pistons should wait until the summer. They're going to have a ton of cap space, and Tobias Harris may be the player that they could actually lure with their cap space since he's played there before. But they also just might want to do it now because other teams could be going after Tobias Harris as well. And he could potentially help them not be the worst team of all time, which I think is probably something that Detroit wants, right? Like, they don't want to finish
No.
with 8 wins
No.
on the season. They've been trending upwards recently, but I don't know. I think that the 76ers could probably get a better player back than Bojan Bogdanovic if they're going to trade Tobias Harris. So, I don't know. But the fact that the Pistons were so in on Zach LaVine before he got hurt makes me go for more than one bucket here, because it seems like they are trying to add something at the deadline for reasons.
Yeah, I vote 1 here because I just don't get why the 76ers would do it. Are they giving up on the season? We don't know that Embiid is out for the entire season. Tobias Harris is just a damn good player. So what are they getting back from the Pistons? And Tobias Harris is becoming a free agent. I know he's played there before, but why would they give up something here where they are playing better? They frankly are playing better. They've given a lot of good teams runs, even though they've lost to a lot of these teams. I just don't get it. They're not necessarily playing to win. Why would you give up a young player for Tobias Harris, who, yeah, maybe you want, but
Get him in cap space.
Yeah, I just don't get, unless there's somebody they want to get rid of, because they do have a lot of younger players. I get that. But they've gone out of their way to go get a Marvin Bagley and try that type of thing this season, which has worked.
Okay, next one here. Final one, actually. Comes by way of Hoops Hype, who reports that the Chicago Bulls continue to have a high asking price on Alex Caruso. They want, the Bulls do, the equivalent of 2 first-round picks to consider moving the all-defensive guard. Caruso is signed for, basically $10 million next season, which is considered a great value across the league, given his production. So, this report that the Bulls, Alex Caruso, will cost the equivalent of 2 first-round picks. How many buckets of slop are you guys giving this?
Alex Caruso is being called about. So that's why I'm 2 sloppers right now.
Something about every time you guys say 2 sloppers.
Yeah, it is. This whole slop scale is just so much fun. I wonder if we can have a digital desk here where the slop is poured on us.
Yeah. That's good. Some piggies eating here. Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, 2.
Yeah, apparently the Bulls are asking for a lot. There may even be more, according to some reports, than 2. But what are these first-round picks? I don't want to get all geeky, but are they protected first-round picks? Are they lottery protected? Because then it changes what they are. But people want Alex Caruso. That makes a heck of a lot of sense for a lot of teams right now looking to go into the playoffs and just say, hey, you get on the floor because I know that you are going to try your butt off and you're going to shoot those threes when they are available. So he makes a lot of sense. So I'm slapping up as the days go on here. I'm more slop for Alex Caruso.
TK, you're also at 2 buckets. You guys in agreement here?
Yeah, I was going to go 3 buckets, but the smart bet is that the Bulls do nothing. That's usually what they do. So 2 is a major rating for me here. There were reports as well that the Bulls were looking for an OG Anunoby-like return.
Yeah.
He brought back a huge contract for a young player in RJ Barrett, a young player that they're going to have to pay in Emmanuel quickly, and then a good second-round draft pick. It's hard to get those kind of players back for Caruso because his contract is so low.
Yes.
But that's also why he's attractive. You get him this year when he can help you in the playoffs, and then you get him next year as well, and then maybe you have to pay him after that. But he's shooting 40% from 3. A really, really good player. Makes your defense better. Makes the Bulls' defense actually look like a defense. But the reason this gets any slop from me is that it feels like the Bulls are actually considering being sellers. There was DeRozan rumors as well. Andre Drummond seems most likely to go since he's coming off the bench and can be had for probably pretty cheap since he is on a good contract as well. But I can see the Bulls, if they want to be smart about things, getting Caruso in a package alongside DeRozan or alongside Vucevic, try to get off his contract if they wanted to. And then maybe they're able to return players as well. Otherwise, it's going to have to be draft picks. And Tess is right. It'll probably end up being, kind of like first-round draft picks where you're getting the back half of, maybe the lottery if they're lucky. But if they're asking for 2 right now, we got how many hours left?
Great question. 52
hours remaining. Asking for 2 right now, maybe they settle for 1.
Yeah.
But like I said, the smart bet is continuity.
Do you think, I know it depends on the team, but in a team trading for Caruso, maybe even getting aggressive in its 2 first-round picks, or maybe it settles on one and a young player that could turn into something. Do you think Caruso could be a difference maker to a team that's obviously good, if not great, to winning an actual championship? Like, is he that much of a needle mover, like in the lines of an Aaron Gordon or a Wiggins, as we've seen? Like, could you squint and see that for the right team?
Yeah.
To take him over the top?
I think so. It's got to be a team that's already close.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But we talked about the Nuggets and how they have been wondering, is Peyton Watson going to be that guy? Is Ray Jackson going to be awesome off the bench? Is Christian Brown going to be off the bench? Alex Caruso will be awesome off the bench, no matter what. And I know that's already saying a team that won a championship is going to add a player and possibly win the championship, but this guy's just damn good, and he can beat Bruce Brown from last year.
There you go. That's what it is.
Yeah,
He's not
Bruce
so
Brown.
much Gordon or Wiggins, but he could absolutely be a Bruce Brown guy who, I mean, he plays very, very similar to Bruce Brown. He can guard, I would say, 1 through 4. Basically, he can handle the ball in a pinch and then knock down shots when he's open. He could be an awesome Bruce Brown replacement, but I don't really know what the Nuggets have on offer.
Yeah.
Probably not much.
Alex Caruso could also just be Alex Caruso from 2020 when he was with the Lakers and he won a championship. He was, solid, of course,
He was
as
awesome.
a role player.
He was awesome, and I thought Laker fans were like blowing him up the way Lakers fans do.
Yeah.
The way teams always do about their own guys. And then he got to Chicago, and I'm like, oh, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
This guy's awesome.
All right, so that's all the slop I got for you right now. 52 hours.
That's right.
A little bit less maybe now till we're hitting the deadline.